Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to a new episode of the Fintech Hunting Podcast. We have an amazing guest for you today. She's a community builder, expert at fostering and building industry partnerships. She serves on the Women with Vision 2020 for Success Coaching Board. And more importantly than all of that, she's just an all-around great person. Please help me welcome Heidi Belnay. She is the Partnership Manager at Reggora. Heidi, welcome.
Hi, thank you so much for that introduction, Michael. So excited to be here.
It is great to have you. Heidi, we've run in a lot of the same circles. We interact with a lot of the same people. So I can't thank you for being a guest on the show. For those of our guests that don't know you or don't know your background, tell us a little bit about your background and kind of how you got started in financial services.
Sure. So I originally worked at an appraisal management company. Funny enough, I know we all kind of land here by accident. I was supposed to be an elementary school teacher. That did not work out. I found a job on Craigslist at an appraisal management company. That was about 10 years ago now. So the rest is history. Quickly found my home here in this crazy mortgage industry. After working at the appraisal management company for, I guess I was there about 7.5 or 8 years, I found a job posting for a company called Reggora, a startup based out of Boston. I read the description and I was just like, this is my dream job. I have to apply and see what happens. And I landed the job and I'm here now. So it's really exciting to be in this new space.
Fantastic. Well, talk to me a little bit about, you handle partnerships. Talk to me about why partnerships and collaboration are so important in today's mortgage market.
Sure. So I handle all of our AMC partnerships at Reggora. So we have about 125 AMC partners right now. We have grown like crazy since I started in April 2020. It's so important to have good partnerships in this industry. Everybody knows each other. Like you said, we all run in the same circle. We see each other everywhere. It's really important to me to not just have a partnership, but a relationship with everybody that I work with. Like, I want to know all about you and I'm excited to meet you and see you in person. And like, that is my favorite part of the job, is just getting to meet people from all over the country in different roles. It's really fun.
Well, and I love how you talk about it. It comes down to the relationship. So let's talk talk about building relationships. We've been in the middle of a pandemic. Things have loosened up. We'll talk about live conferences in a few minutes, but what are some of the things you had to do digitally, or some of the things that you had to kind of shift how you were approaching partnerships during a pandemic?
Yeah, it was definitely a learning curve to meet everybody, in a pandemic over Zoom and emails. I think that just consistency and, always being available is definitely key to kind of like gain people's trust and build that relationship with them initially. People want to feel heard. And once they're heard and you actually take action on that, that's how you're going to build a relationship. A lot of phone calls, a lot of Zoom calls, a lot of back and forth emails, and have really built some great relationships with our AMCs.
Excellent. What are some of the trends you're seeing in the mortgage market today?
Well, we are super busy and seeing clients that are still crazy busy and appraisers that are even somehow busier than that. I do feel like things are going to start to even out soon. I see the interest rates are going up. I see the Barry Habib alerts that, it's time to lock in, and he knows he wouldn't say that if that wasn't going to happen. So I feel like the trend is things are going to slow down a bit, but I also think that this has been a big learning opportunity for us. We need to change how, appraisal space is my space, so I'm going to talk about that, but I think that, we need to modernize appraisals and make them quicker and better and help appraisers get them done faster, and also kind of either get people into the appraisal industry or find alternatives.
What are some of the technology's role in improving that appraisal process? How does technology fit into that? I know you're building relationships, having those personal relationships are critical, but talk to me a little bit. We're on the Fintech Hunting Podcast. Tell me about technology's role.
So, you need the technology to not only stay organized, but to improve communication. Just those pieces. Anything that saves time is going to help people get things done quicker. If they're not spending as much time in front of their email or their computer, someone being the appraiser, they're going to get more things done. I also think, the inspection process is kind of bulky. So finding ways to either, get things that they can inspect quicker or properties that are closer together, or, alternative forms of inspection are really going to change.
Absolutely. So as we talk tech, we're also talking live conferences. Some conferences are back in person. You and I have talked about, how important it is to have those personal relationships. Hopefully you could build a lot of them, remotely and through technology and on social media, but there's nothing like meeting in person. Tell me kind of some of your observations. And then also, I believe you're at a conference right now recording this. So tell me about that event as well.
Sure. So it has been so exciting to get back into conferences. The first one that I attended was actually the Women with Vision with you back in June. And people are just so excited to be back in person. Like, these events are always great in the mortgage industry. They're always a lot of fun, and you see a lot of the same people, and they're a great time. But people are just like next level excited to be back in person. It has been awesome to be back. I am actually at the New Jersey Mortgage Bankers Association conference right now. It's a regional event. I am here for the Women's Committee, so that's very exciting. We just revamped the Women's Committee. Laura Brandeo is leading that, and we have our big kickoff event tonight, so super excited.
Fantastic. We are glad you are there. It was great seeing you in June. And I think one of the things that I have found from the events that I've been able to go to is kind of twofold. One, if you leaned in, if people embrace digital, then that when they meet people in person, those connections are already there. And then I think when people are meeting live, they're much more intentional. They're much more genuine. They're excited to meet you live, and it's not just those quick speed dating and you hand somebody a card at these events anymore. They really want to sit down and talk to you and find out, are you experiencing the same thing?
It's totally true. It's so funny now that you say that about the business cards. Usually I come home with a stack of business cards and I'm going through and I'm like trying to remember who this person was. And I try to take like notes in my head, like, oh, this is the person in, this dress or this suit. And when I came home from the last couple events, I've come home with no business cards or 2 or 3, but actually like have kept in communication with the people I've met. So it's totally different. You're building like real relationships and actually getting to know people rather than, like you're saying, just a business card exchange and then everyone moves on.
So tell me about, you mentioned that you guys are revamping the women's panel or the board for the New Jersey. I also know that you're part of 2020 Vision for Success and you're on the board there. Tell me about, what are those causes? What do they mean to you? And more importantly, how are they impacting other people in the industry?
Well, I think it's just so important that women in this industry band together. I think overall, it's typically been very man-led. So to have these groups, it's kind of like our tribe where we're all together and, working to bring other women on board. So for the Women's Committee that I'm here for now, our goal is to get more women into the Mortgage Bankers Association. So, we're hosting this event tonight. We really want to meet a ton of women, make women more comfortable with coming to industry events. And I think that flows over into the Women with Vision as well. It's really getting women more comfortable in attending these things and, speaking up for themselves and having a voice here in this space.
Well, and I think that is so critical. I have 2 daughters, one that's already working and out of college, the other one's in college. And I think these causes are so vitally important to the industry, right? We want everyone to have a fair share. There shouldn't be a difference in whether I get paid something or you get paid something. It's whatever your worth is and what the value that you're bringing to that organization, that should be enough. One of the other events that we've seen each other at is the next mortgage events. Molly Dowdy, Jerry Yoshida, they do a great job. I love how they pay attention to detail and really foster those relationships, because I have found when I go to those events, I think the conversations are more genuine. People are really forthright with what's going on in their careers, the challenges they're facing. And I think that fosters much greater relationships. What do you find when you're attending some of those events?
Yeah, definitely. Like I said, it's more like a tribe rather than just like seeing people that are in the same industry. It's like really people who are supporting you, rooting for you. They want to hear everything that's going on in your life, and they want to help answer any questions that you have. So like questions about, getting a promotion or a raise, like I can reach out directly to Christine Beckwith. Like, it's crazy to think that I can do that and just talk to her, and she wants to share everything with me. The Women with Vision program is just amazing. Just getting to speak with all of these, super women in the industry at any time.
Well, and so as we move forward, I know you've got to get going to your events in a second. If somebody wants to get involved with the New Jersey Mortgage Bankers Association, if they want to get involved with 2020 Vision for Success, what are the best ways that they can do that?
Well, you can definitely reach out to me and I can share any information with you directly. So come to me first. We can talk. I'll give you more information and then I'll kind of point you in the direction from there.
Outstanding. Then Heidi, as we wrap up, you're a wealth of information. Hopefully I'll get to see you in San Diego at the Mortgage Bankers Association.
I'll be there. We'll have to meet up, Michael.
Absolutely. So Reggora is doing a lot of incredible things. If people want to find out more about Reggora and talk to you about partnerships, how can they get a hold of you?
So you can reach out to me. We can put my email in this, I'm sure, somewhere, but it's hbelnay@reggora.com. Reggora also has a great LinkedIn page. Our marketing team is awesome, so feel free to reach out to them directly also. But you can always reach out to me first, and I'll put you in touch with the right person.
Heidi, it is delightful to have you on. You are welcome back anytime. Thank you so much for being a guest on this episode of the Fintech Hunting Podcast.
Thanks, Michael.